Welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all. It is a beautiful morning. It's in the mid-60s, a little bit humid, not too bad. It's overcast. It's a great day for picking carrots, pulling up green beans, getting our third picking out of the raised beds. But first we're going to take you down here and show you these baby pigs, get them fed. They're all kind of muddy, got a little rain yesterday, so you can't even tell they're Herefords right now. They just look like straight up dirt rocks. Huh?
Just mud.
Just muddy. But y'all, thanks for stopping in at the Piney Woods Homestead. Hit that like for us if you don't mind. That helps out a whole lot. Guys, we're going to get to it. Thanks for stopping in.
I think Rosie actually gave the babies a bath last night because they're all cleaned up. I'm sure they won't be by this evening.
Y'all, as you can probably tell from a couple of these piglets, it looks like either the boar that we used, we know that he's pure Hereford, came out of Indiana, or Rosie. We know that Rosie's a Hereford cross. We know that her mama was full Hereford, and we know that the man's boar that he had was crossed up with, I believe, some Berkshire. So you're going to see a little bit of that in some of these pigs off of her. The last litter, everything looked pure Hereford, so it just depends on what genes might get thrown. But for the most part, you can see we're looking at majority Hereford here in this, and you can't just go by the coloration, you got to go by the body structure as well. Y'all, these pigs look great. We're starting to creep feed them inside the building, and here in a couple of days, we'll separate Rosie from the babies temporarily so that we can go ahead and cut those 4 boar pigs. Samson's going nuts. We'll go get him fed and I'll show you how we're going to separate them. If you notice right over here where our gate is, y'all, this gate works fine for housing Rosie up in here, but it's not so good for separating out piglets. What you really need, should have done to start with, my dad was over here the other day saying, son, you knew to do this. I did, but I didn't. Is a guillotine type door. And I know that sounds bad, guillotine, but that way you'll understand what I'm talking about. One that will actually, you can raise up on a pulley, and it's in a track and can slide it down. That way the piglets, as they come in here and start creep feeding and get used to that, we can keep Rosie out. But for now, what we're going to do is just put some, I've got some 2x8s up there. We'll run some 2x8s up that are high enough the piglets can come in and out, but Rosie can't. She doesn't need to come in here anymore, y'all. She feeds them anywhere, they nurse anywhere out here that she lays down. John's pigs look clean today. She must have done some real cleaning up on them, and because they were nothing but mud last night. And this baby's here all over my feet. But y'all are good pigs. Y'all, these pigs are only, what, 2 weeks old?
They'll be 3 weeks old in 2 days. So yeah.
So almost at 3 weeks. But I'm telling you, y'all, these pigs, they're better than the first litter that Rosie dropped. They look a month and a half old right now. That's how good this stock looks. We're happy with it, y'all. We're going to get on up to the garden. Lisa's got carrots to pull, and we're going to pull up that green bean bed and bring you along for that, y'all. And you'll just see, hopefully we'll have a good harvest. We'll see here in a few minutes. Crossing fingers.
And y'all, these carrots have been here for, they were planted in 70 days ago, which is about the time span for this variety. I already may or may not know from sneaking a few that they're not fully formed, and that's because we had such hot temperatures for what, about the past month?
Yeah.
Carrots, like, they grow best around 80 degrees, which would normally be our May and early June. 80 to 85 is max, but we had over 100-degree days, so to keep these from getting any more, when they get too hot, they're not going to grow as well. They're also going to get a little bit bitter. These are not bitter yet, but we're going to have hotter temperatures again this week, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull what we've got here and get them canned up. And they're not bad.
Let me see it.
Let's see. No.
Not bad.
Not
That'll
bad.
do.
And the chickens will be excited because they'll get the tops off of these carrots. It's one of their favorite treats. That one's down in there good.
It's like pulling a tooth.
Keep pulling the tops off. I'm gonna have to dig down in there.
Must have grown to China.
No, they grew down into that clay dirt, which is a good thing, but my gracious. All right, we're gonna pull that little one. This one,
like, that ain't the
no,
one
this
you
is
were
not.
working on.
But this one will go to the chickies. You can see it right there.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one. It's just down in there good.
Got a wiglet. Hope they don't break.
That's what I'm trying not to break them. Let's see, they've gotten down, way down into that clay dirt.
We'll need a shovel.
So I finally got it out of there. It did break, but that's a good sized carrot. But that's the downside of.
Let's see that again. That thing's.
And it actually filled out well. There's just this little bit right here.
That's good carrot.
Yeah.
Y'all should have heard Lisa cussing when she broke that.
Was not
I had to cut the video camera off.
Not true. Good gravy.
Looks like we're going to have a decent carrot harvest. I can't even talk. Carrot harvest. Sometimes I want to say my words backwards for some reason. I don't know why that is. Maybe y'all had that problem too once in a while, but Lisa's going to keep on pulling. Hopefully not cussing anymore as she's pulling these carrots and they're breaking. She's not cussing, y'all. I'm just messing with y'all. She's got her little shovel out here and she'll go to digging, and chickens are going crazy too. Anyways, I'll set the camera up and see what she can get. by 12 foot deep bed. We got that thing picked, and it was tough because those carrots grew deep and on into the clay. And now the earthworms in here are huge. They're huge earthworms, and so they keep it fairly loose, but all those castings from those worms, man, they're good for your garden. But we've got enough here, if you can see in this tote. We got enough here to do a canner.
At least one canner.
At least a canner, and that's in what? Is that quarts or?
I'll do carrots and pints.
Well, yeah, pints, because those are like candy, y'all. We sweeten those things up on the stovetop, and they are excellent. But y'all, for $4 worth of seed, got a whole lot of carrots. Now we'll get over here to these green beans. We're going to do the final picking. We're going to pull them up and see what we get. Y'all, on the third picking of these Blue Lake bush beans, we always just pull them up. And the reason for that is there's not many blooms setting at this point. The plants have reached maturity. And so we go ahead and pull them, and we'll probably get another canner out of these or close to it by the time we pick down at the garden as well. But we'll go ahead and pull them up, sit in the shade, and get them all ready to go in the canner. And then we're going to plant right behind it with another crop of Blue Lake bush beans. That's how we always do it. We keep them rolling. They're pretty quick to put on. And we're shooting for at least 100 quarts this year. That's the plan. Maybe we'll get there. We're going to get close, hopefully.
The good thing about Blue Lakes is they don't have any strings, so they're quick to just snap the ends and break them and can them. And it's the same as the Blue Lake pole bean, just in a bush form.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little joke.
Oh Lord.
Little joke. There's used to be a bean plant around here. I don't know if it's still in operation, called Lux Beans. And it was this old fella, one of my sister-in-law's grandfathers, that told me this little, or asked me a question one time, long time ago. He said, "Matthew, do you know why they only put 239 beans in a can of Lux Beans?" And I was dumbfounded. I was like, nah. He said, "Because if they put one more, it'd be 240. That's a good, clean joke, y'all. Feel free to use it anywhere you want to. Y'all, it's a good feeling to get out here and grow and harvest your own food. We've been doing it for years. And you'll actually save money doing it this way, y'all. We'll do a video. I know I mentioned it in a video one or two back. We'll do a video sometime showing you a breakdown of how much inputs that we have versus the reward. And you'll be surprised at the savings versus buying all of your food at the grocery store. Even with feeding all these hogs and chickens. Now it takes work. That's the part that a lot of folks shy away from doing this because but y'all, you can do this on a Saturday. You can pick your green beans. It's usually about, once they start bearing, what, about once a week?
Yeah, once a week.
About once a week. And you can do that on a Saturday. You can do it on a day off from work.
And honestly, you don't have to even can them that day. You could pick them one evening and can them the next evening. Just stick them in the refrigerator.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
crisper, so.
I think we've probably kept them in the crisper for 3 or 4 days before even canning. And that's probably what we're going to end up doing today, because
the carrots need to be done first.
yeah,
so.
the carrots first. And y'all, on this last picking here, we get all of them, even the little ones. And what we don't get, some of them go to the hogs. We'll throw a few into the chickens, they'll eat the leaves. It's a good, huh?
The chickens will get the carrots.
Chickens will get the carrot tops, I'm sorry. But the hogs to get this, it won't hurt them at all. Beans like this, you don't have to roast before you give it to them, unlike soybeans. That and field peas, hog can eat without having to roast it. But it'd take a whole lot of green bean tops to feed out of hogs. So. But this is a good treat, y'all, a good fresh green treat for them. And we won't give them all to them. We don't want to sour their stomachs.
Just enough for a treat.
Just for a treat. Old Samson, he got a bedtime treat last night. It was after supper. Lisa had picked patty pan squash, and I had 6 of them big ones to cut up, bread, and vacuum seal and freeze. And see any trimmings off of that. We went down there, Kyla and I went down there and woke him up. He was ready for his long nap. Them hogs asleep all night. And he came running, hurdled that log in his lot, and ate all of those squash cuttings. So they like a treat. Y'all, we'll get all of these beans off of here and we'll show you just how many we ended up off of this bed. It's let's see, this bed's about 6 by 10 by 6 bed.
Yeah, something like that.
It's really too big. You gotta step to the middle to pick stuff. But that's why we use it just for beans, because that works pretty good. But we'll show you how many we ended up with. Y'all, thanks for hanging out with us at the Piney Woods homestead today. Lisa ended up with 12 pounds of carrots off of that little bed. $4 worth of seed, 12 pounds of carrots. And we ended up with 3/4 of a bushel of green beans. Now a peck of that came out of the garden. So a half a bushel up here off of this bed. And that's 3 pickings now. And actually we ended up with about the same on each picking. Usually the first one's the best. I mean, the first one's good, second one's best, third one's about like the first. But ended up relatively close on every one of these. But, you know, we've got 30 quarts already canned off of this bed.
No, we've got 21.
21.
Off of the bed. This should make it at least, actually this will make over 30. Because the last picking I got 12 jars. Because it was almost 2 full canners.
So our goal, like
about another 12 jars.
Another 12 jars, we'll take it. You know, our goal, like I said earlier, is 100 quarts this year. Don't know if we'll get there, but we're going to try. We've still got another bed that she planted about 3 weeks ago, and it will soon be ready to pick. And I'm going to replant this one now. And we still got the beans down in the garden. So a lot of beans, y'all. Thanks for stopping in. Hit that old like for us, y'all. Subscribe if you hadn't, and if you have, as always, we appreciate you. We're going to get back to it. It ain't easy living this way, y'all, but it sure is rewarding. And it's a lot of fun, too, and you get to spend a whole lot of time with the other half. Y'all have a good day, a great week. We'll see you on the next one.